Okay, today is August 7th, the day before my 22nd birthday. And to be honest, for the past 22 years on this earth, I can honestly say I don't have much to show for it. So, I made a promise with myself that I was gonna run a marathon for my 22nd birthday. But of course, because of the pandemic, I can't officially do that. But that doesn't mean I can't do it on my own. A marathon is about 26.5 miles, but I decided to give myself a little bit of a leeway by just doing 22 miles. And not only am I running 22 miles, but I'm also giving 22 pieces of advice, things that I've learned in these last 22 years that I can share with you guys, and hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes. The first tip. Tip number 1, drink more water. I'm honestly kind of worried about how that wasn't obvious to begin with. As a fat middle schooler, I never thought about fucking drinking water. I never thought about drinking water. I used to spend every Friday night with 2 liters of Coca-Cola marathoning How I Met Your Mother. It wasn't until I was 18, 19 that I got dehydrated randomly and realized, oh fuck, I should be drinking more water. So like my boy Mick Jenkins says, drink more water or you'll die of thirst. Tip number 2, fucking sleep more. I used to be one of those people who'd be like, oh, I'm good with just 4 hours of sleep. I can just keep going. Until randomly about like 4 or 5 years ago, I had 9 hours of sleep and I felt fucking amazing. I used to be one of those people who would be on my phone until 3 in the morning. And not that I still don't do that, but I try my best not to. Like, if you get 8 hours of sleep, you feel amazing the next day. Everything feels possible. You can accomplish anything. Tip number 3, work out more. Obviously, if you work out 7 days a week and you got the washboard abs, the nice tan, and all that shit, then you're doing well. But if you were like me, who never used to work out, and the only muscle I would tear up is my fucking dick, then this piece of advice is for you. You don't have to postpone this whole body transformation for the next year for a New Year resolution. You can literally start now. You don't have to go gung-ho and get a new diet, start a gym membership. You could honestly just start by walking every day, doing a couple of push-ups. If you don't work out at all, just start with doing it 2 days a week and then just kind of keep progressing after that. It doesn't have to be that much of a big deal. Hell, you can do some push-ups watching this video or just do a plank. And that can be enough for the day. But as long as you build a foundation, you'll see the progress every day, little by little. Tip number 4, read more. I know reading comes off as boring and shit you only do at school, but I've honestly learned so much from reading outside of school than I ever did reading inside of school. If there's a subject you want to learn or shit or stuff that you're interested in, there is a book about it. And if you don't like reading, get an Audible book. I feel like there's promo codes for that shit everywhere. Currently I'm reading Rich Dad Poor Dad because I want to learn how to save money better. Now, will that book change my life? No. But the things I can learn in it can help me get what I want to achieve. And if there's something that you're interested in, find a book, read it. You don't have to pressure yourself to finish it all in 1 week, in a month. Just read it at your own pace and you'll honestly see how much that benefits you and changes your perspective on things in life. Tip number 5, spend more time with your family. If it were up to me, I would be in my room 24/7 until the day I die, and even past then. I would love if heaven is just me again in this room. But unfortunately, life isn't like that. You gotta interact with people. I used to be one of those people who never wanted to talk to my family. But the thing is, you honestly take the people in your life for granted because you think they'll always be there. And over the past few years, I've had family members pass away. And looking back, I honestly do regret not spending more time with them. I know it's kind of easy to just think your family members are just old people who fucking don't know shit about life. But there's honestly a lot of things that you can learn from them and kind of give you a new perspective in life. Like just talking to my grandpa, I learned about how hard it is. Like just talking to my grandpa, I learned about how hard it was growing up in Mexico. And shit I kind of just take for granted because I've been fortunate enough to have such a great life. Learn from me and spend more time with the people who love you and that cherish you. Because you never know, one day they might not be here. Tip number 6, fold your laundry when you have it. I'm so used to just putting mountains of clothes on my chair and just being like, I'll just do it tomorrow, and never doing it. And the thing is, once you have a mountain of clothes and then you build up dirty clothes, it's hard to distinguish between what was clean and what was dirty. You end up just washing clean clothes that you already had, but you just never got around to folding it. Once you have clean clothes, just fucking fold it. I know it's easy to just put it aside and just never doing it. You take better care of your clothes if you fold it the first time. I still do it. It's something I gotta learn. But it's just one more thing you can do to keep yourself organized. Tip number 7, get on time. I was one of those people in high school who was always late to class, always late to school. And in my head I was just like, oh, this is just class, this is just school. This isn't important. Once things start becoming important to me, that's when I'll be on time. And the thing is, that's not the truth. I used to be always late for work, always late for school, and in my head I always made excuses. But in reality, it's because I wasn't ready. I kind of put shit aside and I just blamed it on whatever. You should make it a habit of getting somewhere early. So even if you do fuck up, you'll get there on time. It's something I work hard on every day. And obviously I fuck up, I'm still human, but it's something that I appreciate of other people when they're on time for me, so I would like to reciprocate with the same amount of respect by being on time with them. Tip number 9, use facial care. I met my dad for the first time about 3-4 years ago, and I realized in about 40 years I'm gonna be ugly as fuck. So I have to do everything in my power to keep whatever youth I have now permanent. I know it might be a little gay, I know it might come off as gay or whatever, but I do the most. I put on the face lotion, I put on the face clay. If I have time, I'll even put the fucking cucumbers on my eyes and play some R&B and light some incense. I'll do the gayest shit possible if it means I can stay beautiful longer. Our naked face is what everyone sees. Don't be so uptight that you'll never use a face cream because that's some gay shit. Trust me, gay people be on some shit. Every time I see a gay dude, they're fucking glistening. They're magical, they're sparkling, they're handsome. Why can't I be like that? Why do I have to have crow feet, wrinkles, pimples, just cause I don't want people to think I suck dick? You don't care until it affects your skin. So if you have the time now, take good care of your skin, moisturize. So while you're still young, take care of your skin, moisturize, start a routine, take care of your skin before it's too late, or you might end up ugly like my fucking dad. Or tip number 9, use candles and air fresheners. I can't tell you guys how many times after a long day of work, I've come to my room and it smells like someone just poured a gallon of ball sweat all over the floor. As a guy, you smell awful all the time, naturally. So do yourself a favor, get some air fresheners, get some candles. You'll feel much better, right? Avoid those vanilla wood ones, something fruity because they'll mask whatever odor your junk puts out. Get one for your car, because honestly, whenever you can, you honestly want the best scents you can have. It's just one more thing that makes your day brighter. Tip number 10, take more pictures. I haven't traveled too much, but the places I have traveled, I don't have any pictures of me there. And that's honestly kind of something I do regret. I used to be one of those stuck-up people like, oh, I don't need to take a picture, like fuck it, I'll have it in my memory. But there is something nice about looking back on a photo and all the memories that you have then. It's something I wish I learned sooner. My mom used to make me take pictures, and it's something that annoyed me and always bothered me. It was always annoying. But looking back, I honestly do regret not taking pictures. There's summers that I vaguely remember that I wish I had a photo that could take me back so I could relive that memory. So do yourself a favor, take more pictures, because even if nothing crazy is happening, you can always look back onto that photo and just kind of relive whatever it is you were doing at that time. Tip number 11, save money. If someone would have told me in 2019 that next year I would be losing my job, and that most places wouldn't be hiring, I would have laughed. In my head, I've always been like, well, if I'm constantly working, then I always have money. But clearly 2020, that isn't the case. Fortunately for me, I have money saved, and that's something that's helped me get by. I know it's kind of easy nowadays to spend money frivolously on shoes, on clothes, on cars, on nice phones. We live in a consumer-based society, and we feel left behind if we don't have the latest new thing. But if you can push that urge aside and put your money somewhere safe, and hell, even invest, that's the best thing you can do long term. Because you never know when you'll need that money for a rainy day. I know right now, if I didn't have money saved up, I would be in a lot of trouble. But fortunately, I had the foresight to put a couple bucks aside. So do yourself a favor, keep your nickels, keep your quarters, keep those weird $2 bills, because you never know when you'll need them. Tip number 12, vitamins are dope. As someone who doesn't eat healthy, I'll go to the gym, work out for 2 hours, feel nice and sexy and just looking at my muscles. But the minute I drive by a Wendy's, I need the spicy chicken sandwich, right? And if you're not going out of your way to eat healthy, you should at least try to get vitamins. And you can get your vitamins anyway. Eat fruit, eat vegetables, shit like that, or even get those little Flintstones gummies. I'm sure those work as well. There is a certain benefit you get from consuming vitamins that helps give you energy to do what you need to do for the rest of the day. If you don't want to work out or any of that, at least try your best to kind of stay on a healthy course of diet, and that can help you in the long run. Tip number 13, take cold showers. A constant complaint I get by my family is that I'll take 40-minute showers just singing and vibing and just forgetting about the rest of the world. So when I used to have a job, I would have to wake up at 5 in the morning, and I couldn't take these 30-minute showers. I realized that taking cold showers helped me out a lot. It helps you wake up, helps you kind of get ready for the day. It wakes you up and makes you alert. I heard cold showers are good for your muscle and kind of helps them grow back better. There's something badass about being in a cold shower where you feel like you're in a waterfall, in the mountains, just kind of concentrating on the world. It might be hard in the beginning, but you'll eventually get used to the cold water, and it's a great way to start your day. Tip number 14, if you dress nice, you feel nice. I used to be one of those bums who never got a haircut, didn't care what I looked. I would wear sweatpants and like a blue shirt, a black shirt, because I didn't want people to think I was trying, right? Like in my head, like I used to be one of those guys who's like, oh, I don't care what people think. But here's the secret, I do care what people think. You know why? Because people care about what people think, and that's perfectly normal. There is something nice about getting compliments about how you dress, because how you dress is how other people see you. If you're wearing hoodies and sweatpants, people kind of see you as this loner. It's nice getting dressed up to go outside, right? It gives you a little bit more confidence. You feel nicer. If someone compliments you, you feel better. Your fashion choice is reflective of your personality. So what people see you wear kind of indicates what people will think of you. And I don't mean wear hypebeast shit or shit people think is cool. Wear what you want. Wear what you really do want and honestly reflects your personality. Tip number 15, get health insurance. That's something I'm currently struggling with right now. I lost my job, so I lost my health insurance. But before I even had health insurance, I didn't realize how important it was. I was just walking around here ready to get hit by a car and just be financially fucked for the rest of my life. I didn't realize growing up how expensive doctor bills were. I remember one time I had bronchitis and I went to the doctors and it was a $200 bill just to them to give me like an Advil and to get some medicine that I could get at the pharmacy that I could have looked up. Health insurance is so important. Because I lost my job, currently I don't have any, but I'm gonna find a way to fix it. I didn't realize how just one accident can easily financially fuck you for the rest of your life. Honestly, when I had health insurance, I felt invincible. I was just jaywalking in highways, walking under ladders, making illegal U-turns. Cause fuck it, whatever happens to me, I'm good. So if you're young like me and you have no idea about health insurance, look it up, see how you can get it. Then you can be as reckless as you want. Cause the government got you, baby. Tip number 16, just ask for her number. I used to be one of those guys who was constantly scared about being rejected. Cause no one wants to be told no. I don't want to come off as a creep, but the thing is, you miss every opportunity if you don't take the risk. I remember one time in high school, it was like the last day, probably like my sophomore, junior year. And there was this girl I was really close to. I remember the last day of finals, me and her were walking towards the bus and it was low key kind of raining kind of hard. And I was trying to build up the courage to ask for her number. We were walking towards the bus and I'm having this like conversation, chit chat, trying to like bring up the conversation. And then we're in front of her bus and she's about to go in. And then I'm like, hey, what? Nothing, bye. To whoever that girl was, I forgot your name. My bad. I unnecessarily had her in the rain for way too long when I could have just asked for her number. Fortunately, I have gotten much better with it. But if you were like me, who was feared of getting rejected, don't worry about it. No one's gonna arrest you. You don't get locked up. You just take it as a man and shrug it off. Tip number 17, another relationship advice. Don't be cheap on the first date. I'm pretty cheap in general. I remember the one time this girl was taking me to get boba for the first time and the boba tea was $9. I remember I was like, $9? What do they put in boba tea? That better have like dragon fruit. I immediately killed the vibe of the day. I was trying to play it off like I was joking, but I wasn't. No smoothie should ever cost $9. She was then insistent on paying for the boba tea and I was like, no. But I fucked up the whole date, and that's something I gotta learn from. That's something you can learn from. Don't be cheap on the first date. Don't be cheap on the first date. Whatever they want, just fucking get it to them. And if you really need to, try to sneak a couple bucks out of their purse. Yeah, you might get away with it. Tip number 18. Spend less time on social media. Boy, do I spend way too much time on my phone. I'm constantly on every social media app, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, I'll even catch myself going on MySpace just to see what's up on that. I feel like I don't realize how much time I'm wasting on social media just looking at other people that I'm not interested in. Every time I'm on a social media app, I'm constantly just scrolling through like none of this is important. I could be using my time way more wisely. That's still something I have a problem with, but it's something I'm willing to work on. If you're anything like me who spends so much time on YouTube just watching the most random YouTube videos ever, do yourself a favor and log off.
Don't give up. Can't do it. My whole body hurts so much.
Tip number 19, stop being lazy. That's the hardest thing for me to do. I'm honestly someone who daydreams all the time. I'm constantly thinking, or I'm constantly having delusions of grandeur. There's so much I want to do that I get stressed out about all the things I have to do. I'm constantly pushing things aside and just procrastinating the whole day. I'm like a weird perfectionist that I would rather not do anything the whole day than do the thing I want to do and fuck up. But that's something that I have to change about myself. I have to realize if I want something, I have to put in the work to get it. There's so many things in my head that I want to do, but I'm too scared to take the first steps. So if you feel the same way, do yourself a favor, get off your ass, and do the thing that you want to do. Tip 20, relax. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm someone who gets overly anxious about the littlest things. I'm constantly overanalyzing, overthinking every little decision I make, and it's something that holds me back in life. I know saying relax is easier said than done, but it is a mindset that you kind of have to shift into. I've developed the social skills I've always wanted to have. Simply being able to talk to strangers without worrying what they're thinking. Are they judging me? Is there something wrong with me? I'm not gonna lie, I still have issues, but I am working on them. So every now and then, I just kind of have to remind myself to just relax. Everything's gonna be fine. Nothing bad's happen. You can keep being you. Tip number 21, get out of your comfort zone. I give myself a lot of shit for not really accomplishing much at 22, but I know if 14-year-old me was able to see 22-year-old me, he would be proud of the guy I became. There's so much shit I've done in the past few years that I never thought I would be able to do. I took an improv class for 3 months and then did a final performance in front of 80 people at the end of it. I started bartending, a job where I have to use social skills to talk to customers who are complete strangers. That's something I never thought I would be able to do before. The fact that I was even able to run 9 miles to begin with, my fat middle school self would be amazed. To him, that's a superhero. In the past few years, I've built up a little bit of enough of self-confidence that I can say that I'm at least a competent human being. While that might come off as a little sad, I am proud of every little step I've taken, and I'm honestly excited to see who I'll become in the years ahead. And that's all because I've gotten out of my comfort zone. So if you haven't, give it a shot. If I can do it, I know you can. 22, the final piece of advice I can give to you is don't give up. There's so many hobbies and passions I have. I develop a new hobby like Future has a new kid. I can't help myself. I just gotta have another. But whenever I develop a passion for something, I never truly see it through enough to say that I'm a master at anything. The reason I gave up so much is because I was honestly scared of failure. I was scared of how people would see me, right? Like, I didn't want to come off as a tryhard or someone who was doing the most. Even running these 22 miles is honestly something I don't know if I can do. But I do know I'm gonna give it my all. Even running, something that I can say I'm physically proud in, I've never really put my 100% in. That's why I promised myself the day I turned 22, I would finish this marathon. Anything I want to do from now on, I'm gonna give it my 100%. It is currently August 7th, 11:51, the day before I'm supposed to run my marathon. I don't know the future. Who knows what happens tomorrow? Hopefully I ran the 22 miles, or at least got close. I don't know. Maybe I don't finish, but I figure as long as I get close and don't give up, that's something I can be proud of. I finally did it. I ran 22 miles in exactly 4 hours and 45 minutes and 11 seconds. I managed to run 22 miles on my 22nd birthday. Well, not exactly 22 miles. I had to walk a fuck ton of it. That doesn't change the fact that I did it. Man, did I want to give up so bad. Did I run 22 miles in the worst time possible? Yes I did. But I don't care. Does my left leg hurt so much that it's absolutely numb right now? Yes, it does. But I don't care. Did I almost throw up? Yes I did. But I don't care. Did I pee in a bottle? Yeah, I did. But I don't care, because no matter what, the goal I set out for myself, I managed to accomplish, and that's something no one can take away from me. Now I have to walk back home, and who knows how many extra miles that is. But for anyone watching, thank you. If you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe. Oh my god, I'm so lightheaded and dizzy. Oh, I need water so bad. Oh. I'll see you guys later.